Hey there, Dee. How's it going? I just wanted to ask if you were really thinking about coming to my wedding? Were you really planning on showing up there? I mean, are you really going to show your face there? Hello there, Tanya. Yes, I was planning on being at your wedding, actually. I mean, it is also my brother's wedding, you know. Oh man, so you're actually going to come to the wedding then? Oh man, I thought it was a joke when I first heard it, but the reality is even more funny. I mean, to be honest, I didn't even want to have a wedding in the first place, but I guess we have to have one to appease the family, right? You really don't want to have a wedding? I know for a fact that my brother and so much of my family are really looking forward to getting to be there. I mean, I really don't think you should be talking about your own wedding like that, don't you think? Oh, so now you have a problem with what I have to say about my own wedding? Well, excuse me for having an opinion. I should have checked if it was okay with you first. No, you're right. That was out of line for me to say, and it is your wedding. You're entitled to feel however you'd like about it. Well, it doesn't help that the only reason I'm even marrying Henry is because our parents basically decided it for us. Something about someone in your family being an important business partner with my family or something like that. Ugh, I seriously hate politics. And the worst thing of all was that my parents knew that I had someone else that I liked, but they insisted that Henry and I get married for the good of our families. Can you believe that? Wait a second. So you don't even love my brother? Is that really what you're saying right now? Well, I'll say that I love him if your parents are there or something, of course. I'm not going to blow this whole thing up just because I don't like it. But you should probably just forget that I said anything about all that to you, and if I find out that you told anyone, there will be consequences for you. Not just for you, but I'll make sure that our family's business ties come to an end right there. Well, of course I would never tell anyone what you just told me. That was a pretty personal thing you said, and it isn't exactly my business. That's right. It is none of your business, although I have to say that you're pretty sharp despite only graduating high school. So I suppose since you've been smart enough to know to let what I said pass by without telling anyone, I'll let you come to my wedding and won't raise a fuss about it. But you know, normally I would never want an awkward little weirdo like you at an event like my wedding, so I suppose you'll just have to make sure to bring a couple of presents to apologize for your presence. Sorry, you want me to bring you an extra wedding present just for showing up? Am I understanding that right? Oh, it's nothing that serious. I just want you to sing me a little song at the reception after the wedding. I mean, I was going to sing something for the wedding party anyways. But I want you to follow me after I sing my song and do one yourself. If you can do that for me, then I really won't have any problem with you being at my wedding. You really want me to sing at your wedding? Well, I guess I could do that, but just one song, okay? Wait, what? You're really going to go through with it? An awkward little nobody like you is going to sing for my whole wedding party? Are you serious? Oh man, that's great. It'll be a hilarious show that'll be sure to get the whole wedding laughing out loud. Oh man, this is going to be so awesome. And you agreed so much faster than I thought you would. Oh, I did? Well, I'm glad that you're looking forward to this at least. Of course I'm looking forward to this. I mean, what could you even possibly be thinking of singing? Just know that if you don't sing the song well, that I won't let it count and you'll have to start all over again. Anyways, I guess I'll see you at the wedding tomorrow. Can't wait to hear what you have in mind.
Hey there, Dee. I just wanted to let you know that I finished talking with the venue, and they said that they were willing to make the last-minute changes to get everything ready for you. They sent me a few photos of what they got set up, and it all looks good to me, so I guess that we're all set for everything.
Thank you so much for taking care of all that, Henry. I really do appreciate it. But you didn't have to ask them to set up a whole performance space just for me. I just hope that it wasn't too much trouble for you or them to get all that ready for me.
Oh, come on. You really think we're going to have you perform at our wedding and not at least give you a workable stage to perform on? I bet half the wedding party is as excited to see you as they are to actually see the wedding you're going to be singing at.
Oh, come on, don't say that. I'm sure that most people haven't even realized that I'm going to be performing there yet.
I know, but to be honest, it's always been a dream of mine to do this. You remember the promise that we made to each other when we were little? Well, now it's finally going to be coming true. And I really do just want to thank you one more time. I mean, I know that you and Tanya really haven't gotten along all that well since we got together in middle school.
Oh, come on. That was already more than 10 years ago. Do you really think I care at all about what we were like when we were kids? Of course I remember her making fun of me and saying that I sounded weird all the time, but now, looking back on it, they almost sound like compliments. Although I suppose I did make for quite a few funny rumors about you and I in middle school, remember?
Well, I can't really blame kids that age for not knowing more about opera singing, or how to appreciate it really. But anyways, I just always felt bad that you got picked on so much, and there was so little I could do about it.
It isn't like that at all, Henry. You and Mom have always cheered me on at home and pushed me to take my voice to new heights. I'm fulfilling the promise that we made in middle school. Then I just want you to know that I couldn't get to where I am now without you.
Dee, I really don't know what to say to that, but thank you so much. That really does mean a lot to have you say that. And I know that Mom and Dad are really looking forward to seeing you sing at the wedding. We all are, really. I'm so happy that you agreed to go along with this.
Of course, and I'm really happy to have so much support from friends and family regarding this. Anyways, I'll keep warming up, and I guess I'll see you tomorrow for your big day. Hey, Tanya, are you there? I just had a little question about what was going on here. Ugh, what do you want? I seriously don't have time to talk to you right now. Don't you know that I'm in the middle of getting changed at the moment? Sorry, you're busy changing right now? Because I think I heard you were busy doing something else. Oh, oops. Did you manage to find out my little secret? I really thought I was being more careful about it. But I don't understand. Who was that man that I saw you with? I mean, I just stepped out to try and find where you went so that I could ask you my question. And then what? You saw him and I'm making out in the hall, didn't you? I think it's kind of romantic, to be honest. But what else is love and romance if not thrilling and scandalous? I think there's lots of romances that have very little scandal to them. I mean, how could you even try to justify this right now? And who was that guy? You still haven't told me. He was dressed up in a suit, so is he one of the wedding guests or something like that? You really think that I'm going to tell you who that man was I was kissing? Oh, come on, I'm not going to make it that easy for you. Why don't you go and do some sleuthing instead? But good luck finding him at a wedding like this. There's more than 100 guests here. You'll never be able to hunt him down. Tanya, I really think that you're being ridiculous right now. I mean, how do you think my brother would feel if he found out you were doing this behind his back? And just what makes you think that I would care at all about how it makes your poor brother feel, huh? He's just a boring old stiff who can't seem to get the stick out of his butt. Besides, are you really going to pretend like it's weird not to have a couple other men on the side? Are you kidding me? You mean that man isn't the only other one that you're seeing right now? I'm sorry, Tanya, but I don't think that I can keep quiet about this. If you have issues with my brother, that's one thing. But this is just cheating. Don't you see that? What? You really think that you can do anything to stop me from doing or being with whoever I want? Oh man, that is so funny. It's almost sad. Or maybe it's really so sad that it's funny. Either way, what is some ugly little nobody like you going to do to me on my wedding day surrounded by my friends and family? Well, I think that I'm going to go find my parents and find my brother and tell them what you've told me. And do you really think that any of them are going to believe what you have to say about me? You really think they're going to take your word over mine? You wish that's how it would work, but you better not even try. If I find out that you do anything to try and ruin this wedding, then I'm going to ruin your entire family. I am going to make it so that your great-grandkids can't even find a job in this town. Do you understand me? Because if you do, then I really think you want to reconsider running your mouth. I think you just need to take a breath and not think about this so emotionally. How about you just keep your little mouth shut? After all, you were good at keeping quiet and hiding in a corner in school, remember? Anyways, I have to get ready for the main event, so if you'll excuse me, I'll get back to changing now. So what do you think? It was pretty amazing, huh? I bet you're just shocked, aren't you? Of course, I knew that I would do amazing. I took a couple of chorus classes in high school and learned then that my voice is just perfect. But good luck following up an act like mine. I mean, I have no idea how I would feel having to follow up a basically pro-level performance from someone of my caliber, but don't worry, I promise that I'm really, really looking forward to hearing you. Oh, yes, Tanya, I think you did a great job. You really are a good singer, and that was a great performance. Well, I don't need someone like you to tell me that, but I bet that you're really, really nervous now that it's your turn to sing, aren't you? But I guess at least now you might be able to feel even a little bit how I felt, isn't that right? I'm sorry, what are you talking about with that? I'm not quite sure what you mean about that. Oh, come on, you know what I'm talking about. Do you have any idea how embarrassing it's been having you be the sister of the man I'm going to marry? The fact that we're going to be literal family makes me just want to die. I get so embarrassed just thinking about it. It's the one ugly little blemish on the otherwise perfect and pristine record that's my life. You seriously just ruin everything that you touch. Did you know that? Do I really make you that embarrassed to be around me? I had no idea you felt so strongly about the whole thing. Well, it's just not fair. Why do I have to be stuck in a family with a failure like you? I just wish I didn't have to deal with you, but at least having you around means I can make you do stuff like this. Now it's your turn to go and sing, so hurry up and get on the stage. Well, okay, I'll get on the stage and sing, but I think that you're going to be in for a big surprise. What in the world are you talking about? The only thing that I'm in for is the cringiest thing in the world that's about to unfold before my eyes. Now hurry up and take the stage. We're all waiting to watch you fail. Oh man, this is going to be so funny. Hey, what the heck is the matter with you, huh? What the heck was that? You better start explaining yourself right now. I'm serious. I'm sorry, but I'm not quite sure what you mean, Tanya. All I did was get up on stage and sing like you asked me to. But I don't understand. It was like you became a completely different person the moment you stood up on the stage. You completely blew my performance out of the water. You made me look like a complete fool in front of everyone. How dare you do something like this to me on my wedding day? You completely ruined everything. I'm really sorry for any kind of confusion, but you were the one who asked me to perform for you, remember? Besides, I said you were a great singer and all, right? I only said that because I would know since I'm a professional and all. But I really did mean what I said. You really have some potential if you train yourself a bit more. That's not what I'm talking about. What I want to know is why in the world a weird little nobody who didn't even go to college can sing better than I can. Oh, I see. Well, if you really must know, I sing opera for a living. That's my job. I mean, I guess I understand why you didn't know that, though. Of course, I can only really work when there's a show in town. So when the opera season dies down, I typically just go and find some work through a temp agency to pass the time. But, I mean, I don't get it. You didn't go to college, you only finished high school, and yet you can sing so well. Well, yeah, you're right. I did only finish high school here, and after I graduated, I actually went to Europe for a few years. I was there to study under an opera singer, and I kind of became her understudy. So you went to Europe to be an understudy for a real professional opera singer? But here I thought you were just some kind of shut-in weirdo who didn't have any friends. Well, I think you were really the only one who's ever thought that of me. Of course, training for opera takes a lot of time and concentration, so I guess you took the time that I was focusing on myself as proof that I was some kind of recluse. Maybe that's why you're not a professional singer like me, even though it's clear that you fancy yourself a singer. Excuse me? How dare you talk to me like that? Just who do you think you are, talking to me as if you're better than me? Sorry, I'm really not trying to. I'm only being honest with you, but surely you've heard this from other friends too, right? I mean, I imagine that someone must have asked you if you were sure about singing before me. Even in the crowd of the wedding, I realized that I could recognize a few faces from old shows that I'd done. This was all part of your plan then, wasn't it? You set this all up just so that you could try and embarrass me in front of everyone, didn't you? How could you be so cruel? I really don't think that you can say that any of this was my fault at all. In fact, the only reason people laughed at you is probably because of how red your face got and how you stood up all of a sudden. Shut up! That's not it at all! You have no idea what you're talking about. You don't get to talk to me like this. You need to apologize to me right now for what you've done. Actually, as you can see, your wedding party is asking me for an encore. And the one thing you learn about being in my business is that the show must go on. But I do really, really appreciate you warming them all up for me. Thanks for that, Tanya. Yeah, don't you just send that and walk back to the stage. I can see you getting ready to perform again. Are you even reading these anymore? Answer me right now. I am serious. Henry, are you there? I have to talk to you about something really important right now. It is really, really important.
Oh, hey Tanya. What's the matter? I'm actually in the middle of getting changed and ready to head out.
I don't care about that. You and I have something much more serious to be discussing right now. I mean, didn't you see what your sister did to me? She completely humiliated me. She showed me up on my own wedding and made me look like a complete idiot.
Oh, do you really think so? That's really not how I read what was happening at all.
Of course that's what she was doing. I was having so much fun getting to sing in front of all my friends, and then she completely ruined it. She's just completely blown me out of the water. She was good, and it made me look like a total idiot. I can't believe that she would look down at me like that on my own wedding.
I'm sorry, but weren't you the one who asked Dee to sing at your wedding in the first place? Not only that, but you were the one who made it so that she would sing right after you, right?
Well, yeah, I did do all that, but I had no idea that she was a real professional opera singer. Nobody ever told me anything like that. Why didn't anyone tell me that she was that good? Why didn't Dee herself say anything to me about it? Ugh, she really is just the absolute worst.
You think that my sister is that bad? I really don't think that you should be saying anything given all you've done.
What do you mean by that? Where is this coming from all of a sudden? I don't know what you're trying to say.
I'm trying to say that you asked my sister to sing after you did, because you wanted to insult and embarrass her in front of everyone at your wedding, didn't you? Because I really doubt that you would have asked her to sing right after you did, if you knew that my sister was a professional.
Henry, what are you talking about? You don't really think that I was trying to sabotage your sister or anything like that, do you? You know that I would never ever think of doing something like that, right?
Well, I'm afraid that's exactly what I think you were doing. I mean, I know that you know that Dee has always hated being made to sing in front of her friends. You know that in school she was always made fun of for her voice, and that's why she hardly ever spoke back then.
But then I don't get it. How did someone like her get so good at singing if she hardly ever spoke when we were in school together? It doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Well, I only said that Dee wasn't good at singing in front of friends or people that she knew. But she practiced and practiced, and even today she still doesn't like singing in front of family and friends. So I was actually really happy to hear that she agreed to sing at our wedding, because she promised me when we were little that she would only do it this one time for me.
But I don't get what this has to do at all with me and her. You're still not making any sense at all.
Oh, there's a connection to you there. Don't worry. After all, I know it was you who knew Dee's feeling about singing in a place like this and made her do it.
Made her do it? What are you talking about? I didn't do anything, and I didn't know she was a pro singer either. You never told me any of this. But why didn't you tell me about what your sister did for a living? I mean, we're about to be getting married. How could you do this?
Well, I actually wanted it to be a surprise. That's why I never said anything. That's why I was so surprised when she had already agreed to sing at our wedding because you asked her. But I know that I'm not the only one that was hiding things. You have your own secrets too, don't you?
What? Where did you get that? I've never seen that photo before in my life. Wait, no, Henry, please. You don't understand. There's been a huge mistake here, I swear.
A mistake? Just what mistake might that be? What are you even going to say for yourself right now? How could you do this to me on the day that we're supposed to be getting married?
Well, it all just happened so fast, and I had no idea what I had done by the time it was over.
You really need to come up with a better excuse for yourself when you two were kissing long enough for my sister to sneak a picture. But I know that you tried to shut her up to prevent her from letting me know. I know that you've hated my sister for years and years and years now.
Of course I don't hate her. Please, Henry, this is all just one big mistake. I swear that you have this whole thing wrong right now.
Oh, please. It was your plan this whole time to try and embarrass Dee in front of everyone at your wedding. You really are the worst though, but I'm mad at myself too, for letting you get away with it all this time. Well, I'm not gonna let you get away with this anymore. I want a divorce, and I am going to be suing you for marriage fraud.
Wait, what? You mean you're going to try and make me pay money just for kissing some other guy? You can't be serious about this. Henry, be reasonable.
Of course I'm going to sue you, and I'm being very reasonable. After all, I have a legal right to sue a cheating wife. But I guess you thought that you would just never ever be caught doing anything.
Well, you're the one who's going to be throwing all of me away just because of one lousy little kiss, but fine then, see if I care. I'll divorce you and go be with my other man. But you should know that I'm not going to be paying a single cent. No court would ever force someone as pretty as me to pay a loser like you.
You really have no idea how the real world works at all, do you? Do you really think that you're going to get away with what you've done?
You sound like such a sore loser. Do you know that, Henry? Don't you know that all I have to do is go crying to my parents about how mean you are, and I'll make them stop doing any business with your family? You can't do anything to me when I have this much power over you. Besides, the only people you'd be hurting would be your parents. Don't you get it?
And just what makes you so certain that that's how things are going to work out if you go and talk to your parents about this?
Oh, come on. My parents' company is huge and successful and makes a ton of money. Your family's company probably isn't even worth half of what mine is. And that's why it doesn't matter what you do or how you feel. I'll always be able to get away with whatever I want, and nothing is ever going to stop that.
I'm afraid that once again, you are talking about things that you have no idea about, Tanya. For example, you have it backwards. It's my family's company that's more than twice the size of your family's company. So you're going to have to find a new excuse to try and get away with doing whatever you want.
Wait, what? You've got to be kidding me. Is your family's company really worth that much more than my family's company?
That's right. So the only thing going to your parents about this would do is make them upset. After all, you hurt my sister, cheated on me, and have really upset my parents with all of this. Everyone here knows that all of this is all your fault. And you should know now that I am not in a forgiving mood at all. In fact, I just don't think that I can have my family do business with yours after all that you've done.
Hey, Henry, are you there? You better pick up the phone right now. I am serious. Please, you have to pick up the phone and explain to my mom that all of this is just a silly misunderstanding. I'm begging you here.
Oh, don't worry. Your parents are already here in front of my family, bowing their heads and begging for forgiveness.
But then, is it really true that my family's company was relying on contracts from your family's company in order to survive? Because that doesn't make any sense at all.
Wow, you really just don't know anything about your family's business, do you? Sure, the company has been around for a while, but that doesn't mean that it's had some perfect record of management. And starting a few decades back, your family's company's growth began to slow, and prices began to drop until my family's company hired them for their services. Anyways, you should know that we've caught the guy that my sister caught you making out with in the hallway.
That's right, it's him. It's all his fault. He's the reason why this wedding fell apart, and I bet that your sister invited him here to sabotage the whole thing.
Oh really? Because he's saying that you invited him, but that you two weren't anything serious. Although, reading through the messages you've been sending to him, I really don't think that you felt like it wasn't serious.
Ugh, what is his problem? Why would he just blab right away like that?
Well anyways, now that I have all this evidence against you, you should know that there's no way we're getting married now. But the question is, are you going to be an adult about this and accept responsibility for your actions?
Please, Henry, can't we just talk in person? I'm sure that I could settle all of this if we could just talk a little.
That isn't going to happen. I already know the kind of person that you are, and I want nothing to do with you.
Please, Henry, you have to forgive me. I really am so sorry about this. I'm so lost, so confused.
I don't give a damn what you have to say for yourself, or what excuse you come up with in the meantime.
But you can't end your business with my family. We'll be left with nothing. How am I supposed to pay for the lawsuit without my parents' money? I mean, my parents said that they were going to disinherit me over this. I'll get nothing. I have nobody. Please don't do this.
Nothing you say is going to change my mind, but if you want my advice, I suggest you go out and find a job.
Please don't be like this, Henry. I am begging you here.
I'm done with this conversation. We're just talking in circles, and I'm sick of it. Whatever you have to work out between your parents, just leave me out of it. I'll see you in court.
In the end, Henry went through with his lawsuit against Tanya and the man she was having an affair with. They both ended up owing a huge amount in legal fees that they had to go into debt to afford. She begged her parents for help, but they only told her to pack her bags and never come back. She tried finding a job, but her poor record meant that no one was going to hire her. Her whole life plan was centered around riding on my brother's coattails. I have no idea where she is or what she's doing. Having seen that they punished their daughter, however, he kept his contracts with Tanya's parents. Henry came to me months later asking if we couldn't renew our promise of me singing at his wedding because of all that had happened last time. I told him I'd think about it.
Miss Jackie, why aren't you home yet? What are you going to do for dinner?
I'm still at work. I'm pretty sure I told you yesterday I'm going to be coming home late today.
So, what about my dinner? Hurry up and come home already.
John's going to be coming home early today. He'll be cooking for you. I think he should be home soon.
I see. John is cooking today. You know, I've always kept it to myself, but you should stop that kind of thing from happening.
Excuse me?
Making your husband cook dinner. You realize that he's not some kind of stay-at-home wife, right? You should hurry up and hurry home. That way you can make dinner for everyone.
I have to work too, though. I can't just leave work to cook. Besides, we've always both worked.
Our mom is really sick often too. So we're gonna need you to make up for her since she can't clean or cook. Is there really a point in you living with us if you don't do that?
I don't live here to be your live-in maid. Also, the only reason that I'm at work at all is because we wanted to make our main house a duplex and we needed funds. John took out a loan with his salary, so we're paying that back with his job. Most of the regular day-to-day expenses are covered by my income. I think we'd be in a tough place if I didn't work.
Of course. You need to work hard. You better work hard to pay for us. You're a stranger who married into the family, and we're letting you stay at our house. That's reason enough for you to be thankful for us.
Well, actually, John is paying for the house mortgage, so I don't think that expression is really appropriate or even applicable to the situation at all.
You're such a smartass. You need to work hard, make money for our family, and also do all the household chores perfectly. That's your job. Stop being spoiled by John and work harder, damn it. If you don't work hard, you'll have to leave.
Yeah, about work. I don't think I'll be able to work for a while. So I don't think I can cover living expenses anymore.
Huh? Why not?
I found out that I'm pregnant. I have a baby in my belly right now, so in a few more months, I'm going to be taking maternity leave. So my income is going to go down. We'll have to ask you to work a little bit for everyone, too.
What? My own home? I'm letting some stranger live in my house? And that's your attitude? What do you mean your income is going to go down? You need to work harder. Work! You don't need kids. Go get an abortion right now.
What? Are you being serious right now?
Just because you're pregnant, don't assume everyone's going to be happy. You're dead wrong if you think that. If you make less money than you do now, then you'll be kicked out of this house.
I don't think that that's something that you're able to decide.
Just because my dad is kind, I can't let you take advantage of him any more than you already do. If you make less money, you will be chased out of this house, you understand? If you don't like that, then you need to go get rid of that thing in your stomach. I will not allow you to take off your job, Missy. Imagine a wife that doesn't put any money into her husband's house. There's no reason to keep you around. You will be leaving this house.
I know that you don't like me, Susan. I kind of figured that all along, but I can't believe it. This miracle of life, and that's how you're going to talk about it? You've actually surprised me. That's way out of line, Missy.
What are you talking about? My logic is completely flawless. I'm letting you live at our house. It's only fair for you to bring in money for our family. If you're going to be making less and putting in less money, then you don't need to give up on a child.
You're the worst. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not like you at all.
What do you mean? Are you trying to say something?
You basically abandoned your own child. You gave your ex-husband custody of your child really fast. Then you ran back into your parents' house.
You realize how tough it is to raise a child?
That may be so, but you neglected your own child and cheated. Then you were sued by your husband for having an affair, and now you have no money. So you come back to your parents' house, and you heard that John and I, with your parents, will be building a duplex to live together. And you suddenly start demanding for your own room too. But you don't pay a single penny. We had John take out a loan with his salary, and you still don't bring in or put any money into the family. What do you want me to do about it?
All of my money is still going to pay off damages and also paying child support.
You say that you're letting me live here? That's your favorite thing to tell me, but let's be real. The person who's mooching here is you, right? We're letting you live here. I pay for daily expenses. And the retirement from Dad? All of that money you lost in the divorce settlement. Yeah, guess where his retirement went? We were always concerned with Mom's health because she didn't feel well, so we wanted to live with her, or at least close to her. Living with you, though, Susan, that was never part of the plan to begin with.
What the hell? I'm just staying at my parents' house. What's the big deal about that?
I'll tell you what, you don't pay a single penny and you don't take care of anything around the house. You let Mom do all of that, so she got even sicker than before, right?
Right now, you're the one that's in charge of that. So who cares? It doesn't matter anymore.
You're also using the money we put into the family account, right?
What?
You use Mom's card, you withdraw money without telling us, right?
Of course not. Stop saying things that ain't true.
We already know the truth, you understand that. Everyone in the family knows. But they were all family, so I guess that they just wanted to pretend that they didn't see it. I, however, like you tell me so often, am not family. You're just some bitch who tells me to abort my child. So I don't want to get along with you at all. Please leave this house right now.
Excuse me? Are you trying to chase me out? You realize that you have no right or power to do that, right? This house is my father's house. I have a right to live here.
Sorry to break it to you, but that house is actually in John's name right now.
What? Are you serious?
When we were taking out a loan for the house, we changed the title to John from your father.
I didn't know that. But that doesn't matter. It's where I grew up, so I will not be leaving this house. Where is John anyway? And when the hell are you coming home? I'm getting really hungry.
I just reached out to John a second ago. We're going to execute our plan that we have agreed on a while back.
Plan?
Unfortunately for you, you're going to be thrown out of this house within the week.
Are you messing with me? I can't leave this house that soon.
I'm pregnant now. I don't want to have any unwanted stress anymore. You dirty the house every day, and yet I'm the one cleaning up after you. If I don't clean up immediately, you're quick to complain. You even start complaining about my cooking, too. I don't want to raise my child in this sort of environment with you in it. Your room will be used as our child's room. We'll be throwing out anything that you leave behind.
What are you talking about? You can talk all you want, but I have no intention of leaving.
John and Dad just signed a lease to a house in your name.
What? What are you talking about?
You're almost 40. I think you know how to live alone. At least I would hope that you know. We've already decided on a house, so you need to pack your things and head out. I'll tell you the address later, so hurry up and get packing.
Stop saying things I don't understand. Why am I having to move?
I think I've already explained why we don't want you in the house. You still don't understand? Some old lady who's almost 40 and mooches off her parents' money is kind of trouble for us. You understand?
What the hell is that attitude? Stop looking down on people, you idiot.
I'm just being logical. You've always been complaining about me every day, but you don't need to worry about that anymore. You should be happy, honestly. You don't like the way I clean or my cooking, right? I'm a formal employee who works late every single day, full-time, and I have to clean your underwear when you work about 4 days a week part-time. It just didn't really make sense to me.
Stop acting like you're all that just because you're a formal employee.
I'm not acting like I'm all that, but as severance, I paid for all of the down payments and initial fees. So you're welcome. Please don't mess with us, including your father. We're not going to help you out anymore, so don't count on us. Also, just so you know, I'll be expecting my money to be returned when you can start making your own money.
Are you seriously telling me to leave? Who's going to be paying the rent then?
You will be paying the rent. I don't know why I'm explaining this to someone who's almost 40. I don't want to see you anymore, so I'll be at my parents' house until you're out of the house. I don't want to be around someone who tells me that I should abort my child. So please leave by the weekend.
I don't want to leave. I don't have any money. I can't survive on my own. I'll just convince Dad when he gets home. I'm not going to be leaving.
I don't think you're going to be able to convince him. I told him about how you told me to abort my child, and he's not happy to hear about that. I also told John, too. Neither one of them are your friend at the moment. You might even be chased out today. You won't be able to move into your new home until the weekend, so if you are chased out, maybe you should consider just camping outside. Good luck and goodbye. Here's to your real single life. After John and her dad came home, they found Susan with her eyes swollen from crying. She tried to cry her way out of this to convince them to let her stay, but the normally quiet and calm Dad yelled at her like he had seen her murder someone. Susan was frozen in place. He proceeded to throw out all of her luggage outside of the house. He wasn't too happy with her. Apparently, he was also at the end of his patience with Susan's behavior. She ended up having to leave the next morning. Jackie finally came back to the house, and they continued living life quietly and peacefully. Susan had to pay for her child support and rent and just general day-to-day expenses. But she couldn't make the money, so she had been adding shifts to her part-time job and working day and night to survive.
Hey, Shirley! Want to grab some food with me today, too?
Hey! Good afternoon! Thanks for the invitation, but I'm going to hold off for today. Let's go again later.
What? Why not? I wanted to go to the new boba tea place in the mall. Oh, why won't you come with me?
I really have a lot to do today, so I can't go with you, but do you have money though?
What do you mean?
Well, you always seem to forget your wallet at home or something.
Yeah, I know. I always think that I need to remember to bring it, but I always forget it somehow. I'm such a clumsy girl. Can't be helped, I guess.
Even if it can't be helped when you forget your wallet, every time you borrow your money when you don't have your wallet with you, I don't think you've ever returned the money. Like, ever.
Really? I don't know. I forget about it. I always thought I paid you back. Sorry about that. I'll be sure to pay for all of it later.
When is later? Literally, what are you going to pay? It's not just me either. You've been borrowing from a lot of people, doing the exact same thing you said to me. If you don't have any money, you really shouldn't be inviting people out to go any places to eat or drink, right?
Why would you say such a thing? That's so mean, trying to leave me out. I don't want to be left out when everyone else is going out.
It's not that we're trying to leave you out. Even if you can pay, we're more than happy to go out with you. But you clearly don't have any intention of paying. And you keep saying you forgot your wallet. We don't want to take you out either. Altogether, I think you owe me like $300.
That much? No way! You're being way too dramatic. Complete exaggeration.
I have all the receipts from when you borrowed money from me. I checked yesterday to tally it all up, and that's how much it was. Until you're able to pay me back, I'm not going to go anywhere with you.
I can't get in touch with any of the other moms either. They're all avoiding me. Do you know where they are?
Stacy, are you listening to me?
I'm listening. I'll pay you back when I can pay you back.
That's not the point of this.
So, what about the others? Are you with Kim too?
Yeah, she's here. We're all on vacation with the people that get along well.
Hang on. What do you mean, get along well? What about me?
I thought that you didn't have money, so I didn't invite you.
That's so mean. You left me out? I thought I was part of the group, though.
I mean, usually you're a part of it, yeah, but you never pay. Even when we go out to eat together, just like you deserve to be paid for.
That's just because I'm always unlucky. How could you just leave me out like that? That's so mean. I thought we were friends and we got along. Where are all of you guys going?
We're all going out to one of our weekend getaway resorts.
Weekend getaway resort? That's not fair. Where are you now?
We're all about to get on the shuttle now.
What? Which getaway?
The one we always go to. Why?
I'm gonna head over now.
Huh? What do you mean?
If I hurry up and drive over, I should be able to catch up to you guys, right? I'll go find the sitters right away. I'm sure I'll beat the shuttle anyway.
But we've only reserved for us at the getaway.
Oh, I'm sure it'll work itself out. I want to go with you guys for sure. I don't want to be left out all alone.
But we literally haven't reserved for you. What are you going to do when you show up? What about gas money?
Stop pretending like I'm someone who has no money. I'm totally fine. All right, I'm heading over now.
We're just gonna go to the resort with just ourselves. We can't just keep waiting for you.
Oh, come on. You guys can wait up a little bit.
We already have everything planned out. We aren't moving with you as the main person in this event. We can't do that. Sorry to break it to you.
Just keep that negativity to yourself. Just hang out and wait for me. I'll be there in like 2 hours. Alrighty, see you then. I'll message you when I get there. I'm here! Where are you guys? Hello? Where are you guys staying? Miss Shirley, I've made it here.
I see. We're already at our hotel. We're gonna go head out and sightsee, so bye-bye.
Wait, hang on. Where are you guys? I didn't hear what hotel you guys are staying at. I can't just go there on my own. Can you guys come get me?
Did you bring your wallet?
Huh? Why?
If you drove here, you definitely brought your wallet and some money, right? First, you need to pay me my $300. Then you can also pay back the rest to everyone else, okay?
No, I can't do that. Just tell me where to go. I forgot my wallet, but someone will spot me, right?
No one is going to spot you. Also, just like I said before, we haven't saved you a spot. You literally won't be able to stay with us.
What? I'm sure I can stay. There's gotta be at least one empty room, right? Couldn't you have asked when you checked into the hotel? Why didn't you?
Oh my god, why do I have to do all of that for you?
Because we're friends, of course. You can at least do that for me. I still can't even believe that you left me and only me out anyway.
You're just being annoying now. Let me just make it clear. I'm not going to tell you where we're staying. If you're dead set on coming with us, you have to pay us back for what you owe us.
Oh, but I came all the way out here. I literally can't believe I can't stay with you. And you won't even spot me? That's so mean. Honestly, I thought we were all gonna just go home together anyway, so I actually only rented a car to drive here.
How could you count on other people that much? I don't understand at all.
If you're not gonna spot me, someone else can. I'm not picky about where the money comes from. I'm sure someone else will pay for me, right? Can you ask them for me? No one is replying to any of my texts or calls.
Of course they're not replying. Right now, we're all reading your text messages together.
What? You're the worst. How could you make me look so bad in front of everyone?
You're seriously starting to cause us a headache. Can you start catching on already? You need to pay us all back for the exact amount that you owe us. Every single penny that you owe.
Oh, do I really owe you all that much? I'm sorry, I didn't know. Seriously, sorry. After this whole vacation, I'll be sure to pay you back. I just want to have fun with everyone is all.
Seriously, you're just like a broken record. I'm getting tired of this conversation. So, I'm gonna have Noreen contact your husband.
What? Noreen is there too?
Yeah, she is. Noreen's husband is a coworker of your husband, and also friends too, right?
I didn't realize that Noreen was with all of you too.
Yeah, I know. Because you always told her to stay quiet, since you didn't want your husband to know. You were always afraid of your husband finding out.
My husband and her husband are together today too. Who would have thunk?
Really? Perfect. I'll have them talk right away.
Please, no, I'll pay you all back. I didn't have enough money for when my husband gave me my allowance each month.
Huh? Really? But all your wallets and bags are all brand name. The LV wallet that you always keep in your Chanel bag, and yet you somehow forgot it every time. Were you really trying to save money? Or were you just spending it all on random things?
Okay. Next month, I swear. I'll pay all of you back, I promise. That's enough, right? Please tell Noreen not to tell. I'm begging you right now.
I think she already told him.
What? Hang on a sec. Where are you right now? Let me explain everything.
I think it's only a matter of time before your husband finds out about you too. Does that mean your husband didn't know you were out here?
He doesn't know anything. I'm the one that manages all of his income, so he doesn't know how much I take out.
Ah, so he didn't know that you would always lie about forgetting your wallet and annoying people?
Yes, exactly. That's why I don't want you to tell him. What am I supposed to do? Can you tell him it's all a misunderstanding? If you just find a way home for me, I'll leave you all alone this time.
Of course I'm not going to lend you anything. You say this time, but we're not going to do anything with you. Not until you pay us back in full.
What? My kids too? You should feel bad for the kids. That's so mean.
The kids are kids, so I wouldn't do such a thing. That would actually be mean. I don't mind if our kids play together as much as they want. But we're not going out for lunch or tea. In fact, we're not going to go anywhere with you. Never. Until you pay us all back.
Oh, my husband is calling me right now. What do you think I should do? I have to go home in a hurry. Can you just spot me a little bit for the bus then?
Where's the LV wallet you always carry?
I really only had enough for the one-way here. What should I do?
It has nothing to do with us anymore. We didn't even invite you anyway. You're the weird one here, expecting to have people paying for you when you came out here. You should probably contact your husband and tell him everything that happened. Maybe you should start by apologizing to him. Alright, we're going to go have fun at the gateway now. Hope you can find your way home. Stacy ended up answering the phone and confessing everything to her husband. Her husband was confused, but came to pick her up anyway. This whole debacle caused her husband to catch on. He found out about her lavish spending on all her belongings, and he was furious. All of the brand name things were sold, and the husband decided he would be the one managing the money now. She was forced to pay everyone back using the money from selling the brand name goods. Although she paid everyone back, she decided to start working a part-time job. She apparently stopped getting invited to lunch by all her friends.
Lauren, did you actually drop out of high school? I'd love for that to be true, actually. But that has to be a joke, right?
A joke? Why would that be a joke to you?
Because... Are there actually still people around these days that have never finished high school? There's no one like that, right? Marcus ended up graduating high school and college, right?
And I'm sure that Marcus has explained everything to you before, but I'll tell you again. While I was in high school, my parents' company was having a bit of a struggle, and during that time, my mom ended up passing away, and things just got worse from there. And so to make sure that my younger brother could continue going to school and be taken care of, I left school and started working when I was 16. And so you could say that I am in fact a high school dropout.
What? Well, that story doesn't mean crap to me.
Well, if it doesn't mean anything to you, then why did you ask me about all of this? And actually, I'm pretty sure you've been told this story once before in person. Why are you asking for it again?
Because I graduated from a very high-level university. And because of that, I've been able to keep my family's company going. They wanted me to make sure that someone would take very good care of it after all. So they forced me to study hard and go get a great education. My ability to run a company is all thanks to my education. And because of that company, I am able to be where I am today. And so, when you think about how important someone's education is, that makes you the lowest of the low, right?
Huh? What the heck are you trying to say to me? I didn't think that I needed the same kind of education as you have to run a company. And I make that pretty obvious, right?
When an elite like me is able to take your brother who's expected to succeed just as much as me away from you, we are going to become the most happy couple on this planet. But in your case, you have nothing, right?
You're right, a lot of things happened with me.
You poor thing. But with your educational history, it's expected of you to have a tough life.
I don't really think it's the fault of my education that put me into a divorce, though. And I have no reason why I should tell you exactly what caused those things to happen either.
Well, that doesn't bother me. Because I now have the right to belittle you all I want. That's how things are going to work.
Well, if you think that because of you graduating from whatever nice university you graduated from makes you better than me, so be it.
I have no idea why you'd be so okay with that. Just know that when it comes to Marcus and I's wedding, a lowlife like you is not allowed in.
Do you not think that that's a little rude to ask from me?
Why would that be rude? It's my wedding after all, so I can ask whatever I want. And Marcus and I are both college graduates. Why would you think it's okay to have a high school dropout come to the wedding of two scholars?
Someone's education has nothing to do with your wedding, though. It should be more than enough for me to come to that wedding due to the fact that I'm Marcus's older sister.
Well, you can say whatever you want to about the wedding, but I'm not letting you come. If you'd really like to come to the wedding, then find a way to show that you're equal or better than me.
Equal or better? Why do you think this is some sort of competition?
Well, I'm just asking that if you want to be allowed in our amazing wedding, you'll have to prove that you're good enough.
Why do I have to do all of that when I just want to watch my little brother get married? Does it really matter if I'm better than you or not? Are you saying that something would happen to me if I did show up to that wedding without your permission? If so, I'd suggest you hold off on any of that, because as far as I'm aware, I haven't done anything to make you hate me.
That's not the problem here, Lauren. This all has to do with my pride.
Well, I'm not sure what you're so prideful of. Perhaps instead of having such a fragile pride that could be destroyed by me coming to the wedding, you just relax a little, enjoy your special day. Right now, I'm just going to assume that everything you've said thus far has all been some simple joke, right? I don't want to think of anything else of your attitude today, so I'll be going now.
I'm laughing my butt off right now. You really thought it'd be okay to come here even though you never made it through high school? You really have no self-respect, do you?
The day of the wedding. What are you on about? The only one that doesn't seem to have any self-respect is you. All I've done is show up to my brother's wedding today, but you started talking down to me and then took a bucket full of water and splashed it all over me and my dress. Is that what someone that cares a lot about her education does to others?
I told you all about this before, right? I said that anyone that comes here who isn't equal or better than me education-wise is not allowed in. So, get lost. But I guess it only makes sense that someone without a high school diploma would make the mistake of not understanding what I meant. You're so stupid that we could consider you on the same level as a dog.
I know that you had quite a blast tossing me out of your wedding and all, but do you know what'll happen if you do have me go home?
You should be asking yourself that. Do you know what's going to happen to you now?
What do you mean by that?
An idiot without any decent education is going to be cast away by Marcus and I. In other words, we're cutting ties with you. For good. Don't you feel bad for how sad your brother's going to be now because of this?
Go ahead and say what you will. I can already see that you don't feel a bit of regret for what you've done to me. And I know that nothing will ever stop you from belittling me.
It's your fault for not listening to my warning and still showing up to my wedding. Even thinking about the fact that a dog like you would come to an elite's wedding makes me sick to my stomach. Do you at least understand me a little better now that you've been covered head to toe in freezing cold water?
I'm going home.
And never show your face around us again.
I'll make sure of that. And I think there will never even be a chance you and I ever see each other again. No matter what happens to you from now on, I hope you get a taste of your own medicine.
Shut up. My own medicine? Get out of here and go home, you brainless joke.
You don't even have to tell me twice. Good luck with my brother.
I overheard some interesting and sort of weird things just a second ago. Do you happen to have a lot of money, Lauren?
And so what if I do?
I want to know why someone that never finished high school has ended up with a lot of money. My parents are looking all over for you right now, and I want to know why.
Well, of course they'd be looking for me. From both your parents' point of view, I'm one of their customer CEOs.
Wait, huh? CEO? I have no idea what you just said to me. Do you think you can come back here right away? I think you and I talking about this in person would be the quickest.
Right now? There's no reason for me to go back there right now.
Huh? Why not?
Have you forgotten everything you just did to me a little bit ago? I don't want to catch a cold just standing there all drenched, so I went back home. Seems that things are starting to catch up to you now, though, huh? But as you can see, I did as you said and went home.
But I'm saying that we weren't on the same page back then. I had assumed that you were just some moneyless high school dropout and that you'd be a waste at the wedding. Is that not the case?
I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you were very wrong. I had started my own company and now I'm running 3 different businesses.
You're running 3 different companies.
I'm aware that I'm telling you all of this now, but I'm sure my brother explained everything to you about my companies a while back. And when you first met me, I told you again about what my occupation is. Why are you acting like this is only the first time hearing this of me?
I can't believe any of this. I never heard a thing about any of your companies.
Maybe that's because when you heard about my education, you decided to start treating me like an animal. And that includes not continuing to listen about who I actually was, right? You just got attached to the idea that I dropped out of high school and made sure to paint me as the idiot you thought I was. And ever since then, you acting all happy about picking on me has been rude as hell. And you didn't even try and hide the fact that you'd belittled me from Marcus. With all the ways you called me names and mistreated me. But isn't it just amazing? The parents of a girl that boasts about her education and her career are actually the ones getting money from me to work with them. You never thought that that could be the case, did you?
Uh-huh. My parents' company gets paid by you. They're paid by someone that hasn't even graduated high school?
But you said you're going to cut ties with me, so I plan on ending the work I do with them.
Huh?
I was assuming you would have been prepared for the fallout of all that you've done to me. So you should be ready for what'll happen next, right? So when you start to worry about what'll happen with your parents and everyone around you, it'll involve me and my company.
Hold on for just a minute, Lauren. Are you being serious about all of this? I never once thought that you'd have any relations with my family's company. And why would I ever guess that someone like you would be able to become a CEO when you don't have any education? Could this mean that you're committing fraud? You haven't gotten my family involved in any of your fraudulent business, right?
You can only get so far thinking that me as a dropout only means I can't do anything. I'm going to take you to court for defamation. Is that what you want to happen?
Take me to court. What are you talking about? Stop that right now.
Mandy, you just covered me in a bucket of freezing cold water, right? Did you forget all about that? You may think that it's okay to look down on others because they don't have as good of education as you. But do you not understand that there can be repercussions for that? It's one thing to get like this because of your education, but I think there's something rotten about your personality as well.
I don't want to hear all of this from some fraud.
I'm sure you don't want to accept all that's happening right now, but I want you to understand that you've just put yourself in between a rock and a hard place. Are you seriously not aware of how childish you've been acting? I don't even want to say childish, though, because even most children know better.
Wait a second. Does Marcus know about this?
Of course he does after all of this. Marcus ended up asking someone about why I was covered in water and sent home. And then when he was told his woman did it, he freaked out.
This is so messed up. Why would someone tell him it was me? I'll tell him I did it because you punched me first.
Huh?
I can always just make up a lie to get them all to side with me. They'd all trust me over you because I'm the bride today, right? So, how about you tell Marcus that you started all of this by punching me and that you're sorry, and I'll tell him the same.
Do you really think anybody's going to believe that?
What?
My brother just told me that he's taken your family and everyone with him to talk about this and canceling the wedding. And he's even got me on the phone right now talking about it.
They can't just decide to stop the wedding without me. That'll mess everything up. Lauren, hurry up and tell him what really happened and get him to come back to me.
That's not my problem to deal with, so no thank you. And above all, I have something far more important to talk about. I'm going to be stopping any payments made to your parents' company, and that's final. I already let them know about this, and I've told some of my employees to no longer work with your family's company.
Ah, crap. I didn't think that my parents would have to pay for this as well.
Seems your parents didn't even realize that I'm Marcus's older sister, but Marcus just told them today, and now they're very aware. And that's why they now understand why you never happened to tell them about me.
This is really not good, and I'm starting to have a panic attack. Wait. What am I going to do? What should I do? Please, Lauren, help me.
Not after all the terrible things you've done to me. And I can't even come back there to help now because I'm not as educated as you are. So since things have all gone to plan for you, why are you so upset now?
None of this is going to plan. Not at all. This is a huge problem for me now, and I need you to come back.
The only problem with all of this is the problems you have with your head.
What's wrong with you?
It's better that you go and talk with Marcus about all this now. I have nothing else to say to you now, and I don't want to hear any more of this. Now, goodbye forever.
Wait, please, Lauren! You can't just leave me forever, you know? I'll apologize to you for making fun of your education. I'm so sorry. But just because I made a few comments about you and your past doesn't mean you have the right to go and destroy my wedding and everything, right? You need to start acting like an adult yourself. You get back here right now and make things right for me.
You really plan on acting as though nothing happened because of you and you can just wait for someone else to care for you?
Huh?
How about you calm down a bit and think this all through? You can't blame any about this on anyone else but yourself. This is what you've been asking for a long time, right? You're the one that made me feel bad for myself and then covered me in a bucket of ice-cold water, right? After all that and the results that you got, you still plan on blaming me? Do you need to go get some exams done in your head or something?
I have nothing wrong with my head, though. I will apologize for spilling all that water on you as well. So, now that I'm apologizing for so much, don't you think you can forgive me?
This isn't about me forgiving you or not. I'm done here now. The rest of this you can handle with Marcus and everyone else. I'm going to be disappearing from your life from now on. And so that means I'd like for you to disappear from my life now as well, okay? Sucks having your wedding canceled due to all this, doesn't it? Well, I should say that your marriage in general is over with. After that, the whole wedding was indeed canceled. All of Mandy's family ended up finding out about her horrible attitude. And then right as Mandy was on the verge of getting back to work within her family's company, they told her to leave. And just like the wedding, the marriage was canceled as well. And just like that, Mandy was left jobless and unwed. Even with the amazing education that she has, she can't seem to find anywhere to rest easy. Right now, she's trying her best to find new work and all, but because of the tank revolving around her recent past, most companies won't even let her get an interview. I'm sure that she's going to become well aware of what happens when you look down on someone because of their education eventually. But it's already a bit too late now. I guess her only hope now is to move far away past all of those that know her and start a new life with a much better view on people besides just their judging over how much they've studied.
Trisha, is it true that Dad's not doing very well right now? I got a call about it already from the hospital, but have you gone to the hospital yet yourself to be with him?
Huh? What does the high school dropout want with me now?
Why are you even talking about me being a high school dropout right now? Answer me! Is Dad doing okay right now or not? I want to know if I need to take the rest of the day off to come see you guys now or not.
You have never contacted me like this before. So it must mean you only care about how Dad's doing instead of how I'm doing. You really are a waste. But this is what to expect from those too stupid to graduate from high school?
Stop talking about that right now. I want to talk to you about Dad because I'm worried about his condition. I would like to come to the hospital to see him, but would it be okay for me to be there right now, or should I wait until later today?
What do you plan to do by coming? If you're trying to get him to give you something in his will, know that you're never getting a penny.
Huh? You think this is about his money? I don't need his money. If anything, I'd feel bad getting anything from him right now due to his financial state.
You're only talking to me now because our CEO Dad is on his deathbed and his money and properties are all that interest you, right? And I'm sure you just want to see how much you'll be getting.
I told you that I have no intentions of asking him about any of his money. This isn't about what's in his will, but about wanting to know how Dad's doing. If this is going to be it for him, I'd really like to be there to comfort him and show that I love him.
Well, If this is going to be it for him, his death will have nothing to do with you. You're just a high school dropout and a failure. I'm sure even he doesn't want you around because he knows what you're really after.
Are you even listening to me right now?
There's nothing a waste of space like you was getting from Dad. I'll be handling everything for Dad after he's passed, so you don't have to bother us. Just stay away and I'll let you know when he's gone.
Then you must mean this is his last time with us. I have the right to be there with him to say goodbye and that I love him. Tell me what hospital he's at and I'll start leaving now.
I know you just want to come and ask for all his things. So you can just wait till after he's dead and hear about it from his lawyer, okay?
What? Why do you keep talking like that?
I'm worried that with how weak he is right now, you'll come in here and force him to change his will, giving you everything. Now, until I message you, you're not allowed to come to the hospital.
You're being a jerk, Trisha. I don't want anything to do with his money or with his will. Can you please listen to what I'm saying to you?
You came just as he died, didn't you? You almost did it to me there, Annalise.
I wasn't going to do anything wrong, Trisha. I was talking to everyone at the hospital and they told me you never came to see him. And they said that he was alone this whole time with nobody but the nurses and doctors around him. Why the hell would you do that to him?
I was busy myself, so I couldn't make it in. I have been trying to plan out how to use all of Dad's money, so I've been busy with all of that.
What? How to use up all of Dad's money? What the hell, Trisha? You have to be joking right now, right?
I'm not joking at all, actually. I'm aware now that you don't want anything from his will, right? And Dad had a massive company under him that was making bank. So, I plan to take over the company and make bank myself. And I'm not giving you a single thing. I've been waiting a long time for this, and I'm oh so happy now.
Ugh, what are you talking about? Seriously, Trisha? Do you think you can calm down just a little?
I heard that you plan on coming to his funeral later, but it's too late now for you to do anything about me. Our mom and dad divorced a long time ago, and I plan to make sure that her and your uneducated butt vanish from my sight forever. So don't get in my way anymore.
Trisha, do you have any desire to listen to me anymore?
Right. I'd also like you to stop thinking of me as your sister from now on. Once I have everything from Dad, I'm going to be cutting ties with you.
Are you kidding? Is there really a good reason for doing that?
I know that you and Mom will be trying to get my money from me, so I need to get rid of you both now so that I don't end up having to deal with that annoying crap. It's not like us never talking again will change much of anything anyway. But anyway, just know that coming to Dad's funeral won't change a thing for you.
But I'm still going. That'll be my final chance to show Dad just how much I loved him. And Trisha, you really need to get your head straight and listen to what I'm telling you. If you don't, you are going to regret a lot of things afterwards. I've had enough. Are you not freaking embarrassed after doing that?
What about you? Aren't you pretty dang embarrassed now?
I get that you always enjoy talking bad about me, but throwing a bucket of water onto my head and then asking me to leave is going too freaking far. That right there was the most idiotic thing I have ever seen you do.
How so? I just did what I needed to do. I am going to be receiving Dad's company, and you're not meant to be around here.
You're getting his company? You don't have the knowledge nor skills to be taking a company under your own management.
Huh? I'm not going to take that from a brainless high school dropout.
Well, you haven't worked a full-time job in your life for more than a week, so what would you know? Trisha, do you really think you could handle a job like that?
I'm really not the kind of person you should be trying to talk bad about. Anyway, what I've been trying to say is that you're getting nothing from Dad, you uneducated waste. So go away! And I shouldn't have to say this, but make sure you don't take anything from his will.
I knew that you only cared about his money and company. You always said that I was the one going after his stuff just to take the spotlight off yourself. I wish you would have never done all of this.
Can you get lost and never come back to Dad's funeral for me? I will be getting all of Dad's properties and money, so tell the lawyer that you can't accept any of it.
Then I will do just that.
Thank God.
I'll do just as you've said and leave everything to you. But you'd better not cry to me later, okay? I really think you should rethink all of this before I tell the lawyer. Because after this, I'll become just like you and never listen to a thing you say.
Is that so? Thanks for the warning, but I'm okay. You're annoying me now, so please go away. And that means for the rest of our lives.
For the rest of our lives? Okay. But it'll be you regretting the fact that you never listened to me.
Hey, Annalise? Something strange has started happening here.
What strange things are you talking about? And hold up, didn't we say we'd never talk to one another again?
The money from Dad has still not come to me yet.
Huh? His money?
That's strange, right? It's been close to a week now since he passed away, so I should have the money by now, right? What is that stupid lawyer doing right now? Though Will said there should be a lot of money coming to me, and I've been told a lot of crap about his company as well now. It's becoming a real pain in my butt having to deal with all of this. Why do I have to do all this stuff for the company?
Did you happen to read everything in those documents from Dad?
Huh? Why are you asking me a question like that?
Well, if you happened to read through everything in Dad's will and all the other documents, you might understand your situation a whole lot better. You get that, right? Dad's company was in a terrible financial situation and he ended up never being able to pay off the loans that the company took out.
What?
What? So the money that he had left in that will was all used to pay off his final debts.
What are you talking about? He failed to pay off some loans? Huh?
If you just took a look at those documents, you'd know. Well, I'm sure the vocabulary is a bit too high level for you, but you have always been bad with economics and financing.
Hold on a minute. This is a joke, right? There were financial liabilities within Dad's company, and they were costing how much? Hundreds of thousands. I have no idea what this is all saying. There's no way his company had this bad of a financial problem. I never asked how to take on all his debts now. You take all these debts of his right now. I just wanted his money.
Excuse me? You can't force me to take all of his debts now, Trisha. I told you that I explained to the lawyer that I would not be taking anything from Dad, so this has nothing to do with me.
Huh? So you're saying that the lawyer got you a free pass?
Well, of course. You said that you'd be taking everything from Dad, so I made that clear to his lawyer. And because of that, even Dad's debt has been moved into your hands.
What? Then what am I going to do? Are you really not going to take all of this debt off my hands?
Do I have a reason to?
You can't just leave me alone to pay it all off.
All the money he had has gone into those debts, and so the only thing left was the remainder, which is now in your name. But it's not like you couldn't have noticed that before he passed, right? However, you never bothered to read anything of his, and now you're the one that'll have to carry that debt.
Well, I never had time to look things over. If I would have, then I would never have taken any of this from him.
The lawyer told me that he had sat down with you, though, and explained that before.
Well, I'm going to do the same thing as you now and tell him I don't want anything. That'll get his debt off my hands, right? That sounds like a good idea to me, but what do you think? How should I go about telling the lawyer I don't want the debt?
It's a bit late now.
Huh? Why is it late now?
Why? Because you signed the document saying you'd take what was left by Dad. And so you can't go back on those documents now because it's all legally been transferred to you. I mean, you're the CEO of that company now, right?
That's correct, but I can't handle all this debt.
Well, I don't care whether you can handle it or not. I think you should be able to handle this on your own from now on and figure something out. It's your company after all now.
What should I be doing, though?
Ugh, you're pissing me off. Why are you asking me all these questions now? You already cut ties with me, right? So why are you back with all of your problems asking for my insight?
Well, I didn't expect this to happen. Why do I have to be the one to take all of Dad's debt? I just wanted his money and nothing else.
Really? Do you know what you're even saying? Because I don't. You were the one that signed to have all of Dad's things go to you. And that just happened to include his debt as well.
Well, I didn't want to get his debt. I was only after his money this whole time. Why do I have to end up with less money than before now? This isn't an inheritance from him. This is just straight up debt. Don't tell me that you already knew about all of this and that's why you said you'd not take anything.
Well, I might have.
What? So you did know about all of this and still didn't warn me?
I was about to tell you about all of this, but you never chose to listen to me, so I didn't want to waste any more of my own time. Trisha, you have never listened to me when I warned you about things in the past, right?
What is with that tone?
I can use whatever tone I want with you now that you're a complete stranger to me. And you also poured water all over my head and kicked me out of my dad's funeral. And that was my last chance to say goodbye to the dad that I loved. Did you even see how shocked Mom was when you did that?
I don't care about her. That stupid old hag has nothing to do with me.
Well, say whatever you'd like about us. I'm sure you just happened to get that idea of Mom from Dad anyway. I have nothing else to say now. But know that I will never forgive you for what happened today. So even if you're in trouble now, there's nothing I'm willing to do for you.
But the fact that the only thing I got from Dad was his debt, if you would have told me that one thing, I would have been able to avoid all of this. Why couldn't you have done that one thing for me? Help me, you dog!
Help you? Why do you want my help, Trisha? You were the one that took over Dad's company, and so it's up to you now on how you want to handle all of that. I feel so bad for Dad. You were never even around for him when he was dying on the cold hospital bed.
I told you I was busy.
All you did from the time between leaving our house and today was go to a very expensive school using all of Dad's money, and then after that worked a crappy job at a grocery store, not even using your degree for anything, and even then used more of Dad's money to go out and play because you never worked long enough to make anything. Do you really think Dad ever wanted to give you anything in his will when you already used enough of his money? Well, I guess he did give you something at least, and that's all the debt that resides within his company now that you're the new CEO. Sucks to be you, Trisha.
I'm not going to let a high school dropout get away with saying that to me.
You really can't think of any other reasons to pick on me? Crazy, considering that after the divorce, I went with Mom to France and studied at an international school there. And Mom was there working as a manager for her own business, which she's been doing great at. And she's even said that I can have her business when she's passed away.
Huh? She has a company and you've been around her during that.
She's been doing a lot better with her company than Dad was. You had always talked bad about me for not graduating from high school and always called Mom stupid, but look at us compared to yourself. You're the only one facing hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. Thank you so much for calling me brainless while spilling all that water over me. I never want to see or hear from you again, okay? You childish idiot of an adult. After that, Annalise went on her way, making sure to have nothing to do with Trisha ever again. And Trisha was left dealing with all her dad's debt while facing a terrifying reality. Trisha tried to run to her mom and Annalise asking for help while bawling her eyes out, but the amount of money she needed to pay was way too substantial. And so her mom could do nothing for her. And so, in the end, she lost the company as it went into bankruptcy and had to start a new life being homeless. But even with the bank taking the company away from her, as well as her house and car, it wasn't enough to cover all the debt. And so even now, she's left having to find a way of paying that off. Of course, there's nothing left for the bank to take from her since she's pretty much only got the clothes on her back. So she'll just have to pay the remainder off anytime she makes any sort of money. Trisha really tried her hardest to mess around and keep Annalise away from her dad's money. But in reality, there was never any money to her dad's name. And now she'll be regretting her actions for the rest of her life. This is really a great case of getting what one is asked for, and what she got was a life of debt and sadness.